I have a general idea of what I do. I tried a couple of steps, but I haven't mapped the whole thing out. So you'll probably see me fumble around a little bit, and hopefully we can do it. We'll see what happens. Oh, I guess I should cover the question here. The question is how to export the flow dashboards from a demo instance. And I've seen a number of people ask this, and it's not straightforward, and I've never tried to do the whole thing. So I'm just going to try it in this video, see if we can do it. I know these flow dashboards look pretty nice, and they're a nice technique to use, but I don't know how to explain it simply with a bunch of screenshots, so hence the video. So here we go. If we flip over to our environments, we've got two environments. They're on the same instance. One tenant is company, and it's the sales demo company data. And then the other tab up here is a second tenant on the same instance. It's called new company, and it's completely empty. I was just lazy, so I just created a quick tenant so I could have a second one to work with. And the idea is you come in here in the sales demo tenant and you see this really cool looking financial flow dashboard. And I'm zoomed in too much, but if I zoom out, you kind of get the idea. And what's nice is I can hover over different things. If you look on the bottom of my screen, you can see the screen ID is changing. So each one of these icons would take me to a different place if I clicked on it. But what's happening here is it's just one big image that's actually attached to a Wiki article. And that's what makes it tricky. You can't just export the dashboard. So let's try doing it piece by piece. I'll zoom back in here. And let's just try taking it one piece at a time and see if we can get this thing exported and imported. First, I'll go into the dashboard itself and export the dashboard. Let's try this. I'll export that, and then we'll flip over to our other environment. We'll go into the dashboard screen. This is where we set up the dashboard. And let's try importing that. Okay, so we import the dashboard, and now let's go ahead and view the dashboard. Great, so we created this dashboard, but it's missing the key component, which is that image, which is actually done in a wiki. So if we go back to our other tenant and we take a look at this dashboard again, let's see, we can go in and edit the widget, see if this gives us a clue. No, it looks like it doesn't. So for some reason that part's broken, but I do know the name of this wiki article. It is called Financial Flow, and this might be the clue right here. We can see Financial Flow there. So if we then go into one of these wiki screens, I can never remember which one, so let's try the first one. Nope, not that one. Let's try this one, wikis. Yes, I think it's this one. I want to look at everything, and I want to look at all the published articles. It takes a while to load, and once it's loaded, I will search on the name field for Financial Flow. So there we go. Financial Flow. Alright, it's thinking, it's finding it. Alright, there it is. So it's found it, and we'll go ahead and view it. And once we view it, we'll go ahead and edit the article. Now the wiki article we're going to see is, for the most part, HTML code. And this is really an HTML technique. It's not an Acumatica technique. But since Acumatica wiki articles can handle HTML, at least to some extent they can, let's go ahead and edit this. And we'll see down here, this is all HTML code. And what's happening is it's telling it to go look at an image, which is, there's the URL to the image up there. And then it's defining inside the image all these different rectangular coordinates. So if I click, I think these are pixels. If I click 56 pixels in, 56 is probably width and height. I don't remember exactly how it works. It probably works from the top. So 56 across, 21 down, I would think. And then this would be the width and the height. Again, I think. You'd have to look up some HTML on the internet to confirm that. But if you click in that region, basically, what am I going to do? It's going to take me to this location. So it's going to launch that screen. And that's it. Then it's got a little blurb if I were to hover over the part. And that's why if I come back here and I hover over here, it looks like it doesn't do the hover. But you can see at least on the bottom, depending on where I hover, the link on the bottom is changing. So that's how this thing works. So the next thing we would need to do is we would need to create a wiki article in our new environment. So let's go in here and let's see if we can figure out how to create a wiki article, because I always struggle to remember how to do this. Let's try doing that same thing we did. Look at all the published articles, and let's see if I can get to one of them and then create a new one from there. That might work well. If that doesn't work, I have a second way that I'll try doing it. So let's just take, well actually, let's see if we get lucky. Let's see if financial flow is even in here. That'd be nice. So this is a brand new tenant, and since this is 2021 R1, we have some of the bare bones financial dashboards that are included out of the box. But it looks like we don't have that financial flow wiki. Did I spell it right? Yeah. So let's go take another one of these wiki articles, and let's see if we can just get to the right screen and then create a new one from there. Let's try this. And while that's loading up, I'm going to flip back to the sales demo. Let's see where they put it. They put it in dashboards diagrams. So we can just copy this same technique. We got the article ID, the name, and I guess that's it. I always struggle with the wikis. So, okay, I got to a wiki article back in my new environment. The plus sign would allow me to create a new one. What I want to see is what the parent folder is. So I probably don't have the same parent folder, this dashboard diagrams. So what you would probably want to do is create a new wiki folder. Let's go ahead and do that. It's good to know how to do this anyways. This is where I think we want to use the wiki screen, because even though it says wiki, I think it should really say wiki library. You can see each one of these are general categories. So I'm going to call this, I'll stick with dashboard diagrams. Let's see if I use the same name, dashboard diagrams. So I'm creating what I would really call a wiki library. I'll just be lazy, use the same thing here. I don't need to show it on the help dashboard. If I did, then you'd see, I believe it would show up here in the educational resources. Each one of these, I believe, is a what I'll call a wiki library. But I don't want to do that. I don't think it really needs to be there. So I'll uncheck that. And we don't need to require approval. Let's see if we can get away with leaving this stuff empty. You know what, just in case that matters, let's go ahead and pull up the same screen in our sales demo. And, nope, not that right screen, this screen right here. And let's pull up dashboard diagrams. We'll just use the same information. So that one, I guess they are showing on the help dashboard. I don't really care to have it there, so I'll leave that empty. Let's go zoom in there. I don't think this is going to matter, but I guess we could. I don't even have it, so let's skip that part. This is the stuff I wanted. All right, let's do KB style article. Okay, let's try that. Alright, now we have a place for it to land, and if we refresh here, drum roll, oh, it's not there, so we probably have a permissions problem. Alright, let's see, I don't see a permissions, maybe here, and I gotta figure out how to add permissions to this. Let's try this. So as you can see, I'm struggling, fumbling around. This is why doing screenshots would have been a lot of work, but hopefully we make it to the end of this. If we don't, I'm not going to publish this video. So if you're watching it, you can be optimistic that we will finish this off. Alright, let's find our new dashboard. I'm not seeing it here. So something's missing here with my new dashboard thing. Oh, here it is. I do have delete permissions on it. So I don't know why I can't select it from here. So what I might need to do is I might need to go into that library. Let's see. I don't even know how I would get to the library. And maybe I should just go ahead and put it on. Let's just put it here. Make it easier on ourselves. Just copy this, put it in the reference section. Reference. Alright, so let's now come into the help. We'll go into the educational resources. Let's see if we have a reference section. Here it is, and we still do not have our category that we're expecting to see. Form, report, interface, form, quick reference, release notes. There's something else that needs to be done to get this to land here. Let's try this. I don't think that's going to matter. Maybe it does need a sitemap location, so I'll just try help, dashboard diagrams. Let's see if that's enough to get it here. Come down here again. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we got our dashboard diagrams now. So it's an empty, what I'm going to call a wiki library, what Acumatica calls the wiki screen. But now I need to create an actual wiki article. Okay, so now I think we've hopefully got past the difficult part. So now what I need to do is I'll just use the same, sorry, not that one, this one. I'll call it Dash Financial. We'll give it a name that has the same, the flow. The article type is going to be HTML. The parent folder will be the dashboard diagrams. We don't need to put it on hold. And then we have all our code. Now what's nice is there's a lot of messy code here, but we can just copy and paste that. So now we're getting real close. We saved it, but we're still missing the actual image itself. So we're getting real close, but we need to get the image. Now in this sales demo, I keep going to the wrong one. Let me close some of these down. We've got our wiki library created. We don't need that. We don't need all this stuff. Come back here. The actual image itself has to be attached to something. And so what they did in the sales demo database is they attached it to the wiki article itself. So again, I'm calling this the wiki article. And that's what how all the code on the attachments tab, we've got our attachment. So if I go in here and just get the link to this image, open it in a new tab, there's the image. So I'll just save this down to my desktop, and then I'll go ahead and attach it to my new environment. And ooh, this might be where I have a problem. How do I attach? Oh, here we go. Let's try this. Attach. I want to upload a new file. Upload that. So we've now done three things. We exported and imported the dashboard itself. We manually created the wiki library, the wiki article. We copy and pasted the code. Now we're doing another export and import of the actual image file. I'm just going to take the default there. Let's save that. Now probably we're going to wind up, see this image is still empty, so we're probably going to wind up with a new file ID. So we'll just come back here, get link, and let's see which one. I think all we need is this big, long, I think this is a GUID, the file ID. So let's just copy that, go back here, and just replace this portion of it, and save it. Alright, we're in business. So we've got a new tenant, brand new tenant that we were able to create this wiki in. You can see I can hover over each one of these screens Now since this is a brand new tenant, we're probably going to get taken to setup screens here. There's nothing in this tenant. I haven't enabled any features, but you know, if you had a tenant that actually had data in it and stuff turned on, this should work just fine. So we're almost there. Now the only thing we're missing is now coming back to, we got the wiki part set up. That was the hard part. Now we need to come back. If I can get back here, let's just do this. We need to get back to the dashboard part of it. Stay in our new company tenant. I should have called that new tenant. Oh well. And let's see. Oh, is that working already? Let's see. I don't think so. That's still the wiki article. Let's go back here. Here's our new financial flow dashboard that we created. Still got that padlocked icon. I almost think the export and import of the dashboard itself was kind of meaningless. I could have just created an empty dashboard and then just added a widget that is a wiki widget. Where is it? Let's see. Oh, it's down here, wiki page. But I guess since I went through the trouble of importing the old one, I should be able to just edit this. And let's see if we can find it. It might be on another hunting expedition here. Let's see, where might you find, dashboard diagrams, good. And financial flow, there's the article we created. Finish, and look at that. And you know what, here's the reason why we should have made a new widget. This should be wide enough to take over the whole screen, especially when you're zoomed in like I am. Alright, we made it. So now we've actually dropped that wiki article onto a dashboard, just referencing a wiki article. But as you could see, the hard part was creating the wiki, a repository for the wiki, whether you call it a wiki library, or I think Acumatica just calls the library a wiki, and then the stuff inside of it, wiki articles. That was the tricky part. But it looks like we made it to the finish line, so I will be publishing this video.